Hello friends, welcome to the YouTube channel of Dynamic Coaching Classes. I am Bindiya Mohite and in this video we are going to study ZIGBEE networking topologies. So there are basically three topologies: star, mesh and tree. So out of that, the first topology we are going to study is the star topology. Here you can see the diagram of the star topology. So basically this topology has one coordinator and number of end devices. Okay, so in this topology, one coordinator and the number of end devices are present, and this generally operates, or this topology adopts the master and slave network model. So what is that model? So here in that kind of model, generally this coordinator, that is basically the FFDs. So FFDs are nothing but the full function devices, and these are acts as a master. Okay, so basically this is the FFD and it acts as a master for this network, and these end devices, this can be FFDs or RFDs, and these end devices are acts as a slave. This is how the star topology adopts the master and slave model. And basically what happens, this personal area network coordinator, that is the PAN coordinator, basically this FFD is used as a PAN coordinator and it starts establishing the network. Okay, so how it establishes the networks? So basically this PAN coordinator first selects one unique PAN identifier, and this PAN identifier should not be used by any other network. So it should be unique. So first it selects the PAN identifier for the for particular network, and then it establishes the network. So and these end devices, okay, so generally they pass the information only through the coordinator. You can see here every end device is connected to the coordinator. So if we want to communicate this one end device with this end device, so it has to go, this information has to go through this coordinator. So this is the star topology. In the next slide we are going to study the advantages. So the first advantage is it is very simple. You can see here the networking model is very simple. Then the information has to pass or has to travel at the most 2 hops. Okay, that means if we want to pass the information from one end device to the other end device, so there are basically maximum 2 hops are there. So you can see here, if I want to communicate with this end device and this end device, so this is the first hop and this is the second hop. That means at the most how many hops? 2 hops are there to travel the information or to pass the information. Then we are going to see the disadvantages. So what are the disadvantages? The first is the packet has to go through coordinator. You have seen that in the diagram there is a coordinator in between the end devices, so the packet has to go through that coordinator. So that is one disadvantage. So if the coordinator is absent or coordinator is not working properly, so the information cannot pass. So that is the one disadvantage. Then the next is there is a no alternating path between the source and destination. So only the packet has to go through coordinator, that is the only path. So that is another disadvantage of the star topology. I hope you all understand the star topology. So the next topology is a mesh topology. So here is the diagram of mesh topology. So you can see here number of nodes. This red color of node is nothing but the ZIGBEE coordinator or PAN coordinator. So these are some routers which are shown with the blue color, and these are the end devices. Okay, so you can see here the each end device is connected to the first router. Okay, and here in the mesh topology, this end devices or each device can communicate with each other directly. So basically each node can be communicate with the other node within the range. So if it is in the range, then this can be communicate with each other directly. So here the only requirement is that the devices should be in the close proximity. So that means these devices should be very close to each other. So that is only the requirement here. So in the FFD, generally basically what will happen here, this FFD, any FFD that can be acts as a PAN coordinator here. So and generally what happens, the all the devices which takes part in relaying the information, that are the FFDs, because the RFDs cannot relaying the information, but the RFDs are the part of the network. So generally they communicates with the coordinators or the router. You can see here the RFDs can be so basically the end devices can be the RFDs, and they can communicate with the coordinators or the routers. That is the model of the mesh topology. So we have seen that in the star topology, if the two end devices has to communicate, or we want to communicate the two communicate between the two end devices, so there should be the packet has to go through the coordinator. So that is not the case here, right? You can see that the each device can be communicate directly with the other device. So that is the difference between the mesh and star topology. So now we are going to see the advantages. So the first is it is very robust, more robust. The network is very strong. Then it has a better tolerance to the faults. So that are the advantages of the mesh topology. And disadvantage are it is very complex to maintain. Okay, so the structure, you have seen that the model is quite complex, so that is difficult to maintain, and the beaconing is not allowed. So these are the disadvantages of the mesh topology. So the next topology is tree topology. So here you can see the diagram of tree topology. There is one coordinator, there are two routers, and the some end nodes, that is end devices. So basically in this topology, first the coordinator is establishes the network. So here basically the these routers generally forms the branches and it relays the message. So you everyone knows that the tree has branches, it has leaves. So basically the router is forms that branches of the tree, and then it relays the message. And these end devices, okay, so these end devices are acts as a, or this acts as a leaves of the tree. Okay, so router is relays the message, but the end devices do not take part in the message routing, or it does not relays the message. So only the router is relays the message, and end devices do not take part in the message routing. Or what is the function of the router? So basically the router is expands the network beyond the network that has already established with the coordinator. So first the coordinator is establishes one network, and you can expand this network with the help of router. So that is the function of router. So it is very similar to the star topology. So the difference is that the other nodes can communicate with each other. So the end nodes or the nodes can communicate with each other. So that the more RFDs or FFDs can connect it to the non-coordinator FFDs. In the star topologies, if the end devices or end nodes, we have to communicate between the end nodes, so that packet or that message has to transfer through the coordinator. So this case here is not that case, because if we want to communicate with the end devices, so that can be that packet can pass through the non-coordinator FFDs also. So that is the difference between the tree topology and the star topology. Okay, what are the advantages? So basically there is a scope for the geographical expansion of the network. So because of the router, you can expand the network established by the coordinator. So that is one advantage. So and the disadvantage is that So there is a network expansion, and because of that it increases the message latency. That means the message is delays because of that. If I want to communicate with this end device and this end device, and there is barrier between them. So if I consider that there is a one, okay, so there is a barrier. So this is the barrier. So they cannot communicate directly with this end device because of this barrier. So that's why the message first transfer to the router, then to the coordinator, then to the end devices. So here the multi-hopping technique is basically used to communicate between the two devices. So that is, and therefore the this expansion of the network, that is very useful in that case. So but because of that multi-hopping, that message, there is a delay of the message, or the more time is required to receive the message. That is the message latency. So that is the disadvantage of the tree topology. So friends, this is about the ZigBee networking topology. I hope you understand the concept. So friends, thanks for watching. If you want to see the more such videos, so please subscribe the channel and click on the bell icon, so that whenever I upload the next video, you will get the notification of that. Also, if you like it, please click on the like button, comment below. Thanks for watching once again. Keep support. Thank you so much.